All right, let's jump into it, shall we? We've got a little bit of a toolbox deck here. I like to take a second talking about this card, so that way, hopefully, chat can remember what it does. They won't while we play. The big thing to remember about Incarnation that people always forget is Incarnation explicitly only turns enchantments into creatures. So something people frequently recommend with lines when playing this deck is turning creatures into enchantments, or creatures into creatures, or enchantments into enchantments. This can only go from enchantment to creature. So, what do we have going on here? We have 4-color Enigmatic. Our different enchantment utilities that we have are things like Birth, Omen, Oath of Kaya, and I'm trying out some History of Benalias here today. These are 16 enchantments that we all don't mind sacrificing because they get value when they come into play, and then we can turn them into various either 3 or 4 mana creatures with Incarnation. We also have 4 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death, which Incarnation can turn into either a Titan Ape in the aggressive matchups or a Dream Trawler in the control matchups. We've also got some 5-drops here, because something that'll frequently come up is if you have 2 Incarnations in play, you could have them sacrifice each other to get a pair of 5-drops, which can gain us a ton of life. You either get Yarok and then gain 10 with Thragtusk, or you get Tolsimir and gain a bunch of life, make some wolves, and fight some things on the opponent's side of the board. I see some folks in chat talking about Treacherous Blessing. Yeah, maybe. I guess people have been playing Grixis, and we just played against blue-white control. Sure. Let's try a couple of Treacherous Blessing in the 75. I don't know that I necessarily want them in the main deck, but I think having access to them post board sounds not unreasonable. Probably better than Destiny Spinner. Can attack enchantment creatures get enchantment creatures? Yes. That fits what I just said. I'm gonna time you out for actually meaning though. It's gonna be the new rule. When I say something is generally true or generically true, and then someone pipes up with a corner case that's not relevant but just actually me, I'm just gonna give you a 10-minute break. Don't be that person, chat. Unless it adds value to the discussion. I don't need your corner case. Incarnation turns artifacts into planeswalkers, right? Yeah, see, you got it. You figured it out. I was a teacher in a former life. You gotta be way more polite to people who say stupid things in your classroom, though, than I have to be on Twitch, which is a big upside to doing this job instead of that one. What age ranges did I teach? I was an adjunct faculty at 4 or 5 different schools in the central Illinois area at different parts. Because for people that aren't familiar with how colleges work in the United States, maybe everywhere these days, I don't know how it works outside of the US, rather than pay full-time staff, they just pay lots of people to work part-time for very little money. I think at one point, the lowest I was paid to teach a class for an entire semester was there was a school that I took $1,200 to teach a 13-week class at. And that's a job that requires a graduate degree. Like they don't hire people that didn't have graduate degrees. And fun fact, because I talk to other people, I'm not trying to talk about dollars. I know for a fact that the school that paid me $1,200 to teach a class for 13 weeks, they paid people who taught English and non-science, non-math classes less than that because they could. The $1,200 was we're gonna pay you slightly more because it's harder to find people like you. Hey, Jetharin, thanks for 11 months. You know what? I'm gonna give you a sword. I hope everything works out for you and yours. I know there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff with COVID right now. If you're someone that uses the subs Discord, Jetharin, send me a DM on there before your sub expires, and I'll add you a permanent role so you can hang out in there and stay in the community there as well. I think I have to kill Obliterator because I just can't sacrifice a bunch of permanents here. I appreciate the support for the almost last year. Sure. Okay, so these are going to trade. I'm going to 5. Rotting Regisaur. Okay, so we're actually... I'm not dead yet. So I get to play Incarnation. No, so Incarnation is going to turn this into Titan Ape. And Titan Ape will fight Spawn of Mayhem and it'll trade with Regisaur in combat. We're not out of the woodwork yet, but okay. Okay, so we're getting there though. I'm actually gonna play this land out because sacrificing this history will give us I think it's just Elite Guardmage here because I can blink the Elite Guardmage next turn with this.
Yo yo yo.
Hello, lovely wife. What up? What? It is a very nice keyboard and mouse. I agree. I think I'm starting by cycling... I think we're starting by cycling Yorion here, or cycling the land here, because we're probably playing Yorion, but I want to, like, see my next card, just in case. Yeah, this deck's really sweet. We've played it in the past before. I think it's reasonably competitive. It's definitely good against aggressive decks. So, like, what we're currently playing against should be one of our better matchups. It's very, very good at stabilizing in a big way. Yeah, that's about right, Tumos. Okay, and then this should be GG. So we'll go Solemn into Incarnation here, and then the Incarnations are going to eat each other and get Yarok plus Tolsimir. Potter Goes Gaming, thanks for 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay, so this trigger is going to resolve second. So I want to target Spawn with the second one, and then I want to target this with the first one. So this will gain 3, hit that. This will gain 3, hit that. Second wolf will come into play. We'll attack this. We'll submit 0 for this, so we'll gain 3, and then we'll gain 3 trade. So just like back to casual 21. It was an above. That's why we have 5s. Did we gain 14 that turn? We gained 12. I did not expect us to win this game when we got to turn 3. Yeah, this one's very reasonable against aggressive decks. Bullshit. Need some cuts. I want all this spot removal. What do I want to get rid of? Questing Beast probably. Mostly getting Hostage Takers and Elite Guardmages. Maybe Solemn's not actually good here. It's a little slow. We're not looking to grind. Maybe I don't need Knight and 2 Uros, because I can find those when I need them. Let's do that. Gaining life is cheating. Well, that's just rude. It was fine, Ruku. So the list we started with was quite mediocre, but the place we ended up at felt okay. Yes, opponent's curve is very good here. If we draw a land next turn, we could maybe be okay. We need to hit Conqueror's Death for this Obliterator. This is where the magic happens, chat. Yeah, correct, Tumos. Yeah, people that adjunct lots of different places do it either because they love it or because they don't have an alternative. And also, like, Tumos, what you have to understand, too, is, like, to teach, and I knew some people that taught, like, 8, 9, 10 classes in a semester, you can usually only teach 2 to 3 classes at a single school, because if you teach, different schools have different thresholds based on credit hours, and if you taught above a certain number of classes, you had to be considered full-time, and they'd have to give you benefits, which they didn't want to do. So in order to make close to a full-time wage, you had to have like 3 or 4 different schools you could teach at as an adjunct. And all of that is, of course, while you don't have any health insurance, so just don't get sick. Yeah, when I was teaching as an adjunct, I was fortunate that, like, I was doing it just as part-time work, because I was at home with my kids during the day. I think we're leading on Black Source here, because I have Hostage Shaker in my opener. I think we want to prioritize getting Birth going ASAP. Adjunct was supposed to be a waiting room to full-time, but people don't retire quickly, and schools realize they save money with adjuncts. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, everything is capitalism, right? Oath just doesn't do anything meaningful here. Alright. Okay. What are we doing? So we're putting this into play. Am I just birthing this turn? I think so. I don't have a planes to get, unfortunately, because I only have 2, but this at least gives me another wall and then 2 life eventually. Well, to be fair, Jerry, like, while I'm sure there are some people with PhDs that, like, are adjunct professors, Yarok does not work with Conqueror's Death, unfortunately. While I'm sure there are some people with PhDs that work as adjuncts for the most part, a lot of the people that I knew only had master's degrees. I don't know if that necessarily makes it better, but, you know, at least. I need a second blue source eventually to escape Uro, so let's play the Zagoth Triome out. Joke's on you, I ain't got thoughts to boot, opponent. Pretty sure we're trading Yarok for... Nope. Trading it for nothing, apparently. 5, 6... Cage does stop Uro now, correct? I'm gonna block like this. I'm gonna keep Yarok for a turn because Yarok will make Omen of the Sea, draw 2 cards next turn when I blink it with Yorion. Oh, I can attack with this now too, right? Because I can untap it with Yorion. I think I decline playing Paradise Druid because I can cast Assassin's Trophy if I find it. Maybe it's wrong to kill the Registrar because it chews away at their hand. Nailed it. Oh, you know what? I should have brought the other knight back in after I saw them have Cage. I'm pretty sure there's a knight in my sideboard right now that shouldn't be there. Now, if they don't find that other Cage, we should win pretty quickly here with Enigmatic and these other things. Okay. Hopefully we're just gonna, like, kill them by attacking. So again, Cage says I can't get creatures out of my deck, so... gonna pass for one turn. This deck looks like where wild cards go to die. I can't even fathom how much money it costs to build this deck if you have nothing to start. So I'm gonna attack with everything, so if they block this here and block this here, they die. They go block, they're just dead, right? Take 11. Climbing on up the ladder. I just counted, and I would need 27 wild cards for this deck, and I have what would be described as a medium-sized collection on Arena. No pressure, Jeff. If you win, I'm going to list you as the reason I went big. I mean, if this set goes well, I think I'm putting this one up on the website. Yeah, this is fine, right? Yeah, I mean, as far as like decision-making process goes, when you're not locked under a prison card like Grafdigger's Cage, this deck's got a lot of lines in it. I'm still playing Tolsimir. I think Tolsimir's good still, too. I'm just also playing Thragtusk. You know what they say, chat? Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Yeah, I wish more decks in Magic were like this, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of decks in Magic these days where the in-game decision points tend to be kind of few and far between. Mostly just about mulliganing and sideboarding. Those who have learned from history are doomed to watch their other people elect Donald Trump anyways. Oh, Mayhem Devil. Well, Mayhem Devil's gonna trade with both of our knights, but at least it's off the table. I'm playing the Jinx deck in Rune Terror and just cast a 4/6 Chompers. Nice. Oh gosh, yeah. Quick speed too, basically. Burst. Burst it out. Oh. They definitely should have sacked the Mayhem Devil there, right? Because, like, they're getting an extra damage this way, but I'm gaining 3 now. Yeah, I think my opponent net lost to damage there with their sequencing, right? That's true. That's true. believe people want Field of the Dead banned in this format, chat? Like, how is that even a thing? No, I have to kill this. The thing is Death Touch. They brought it back with Call of the Death Dweller. Yeah, you just can't play creatures against this. Even without Death Touch, you have a hard time playing creatures against this. And, like, if you have any creatures that are big enough to survive, we're just dead, right? Like, they attack us for 4, and then each of these loops is 3. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna bring in these. Maybe I need 4 knights in the 75. Perhaps we'll make that change. Knight's really good against, what's what I'm searching for? Knight's really good against, Grafdigger's Cage as well, which is good against us. It's not even just that there's so much to consider. It's like, the Cat Oven deck is like the epitome of, you have to answer all of these cards, and if any of them stay on the board, you lose the game. And they have Call of the Death Dweller now in addition to those. So like their answer this card or you lose the game cards start on 1 with Oven frequently, and then there's Priest, and then there's Mayhem Devil. And then Call of the Death Dweller brings back 2 of those 3 things. Meows! Thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. At the very least, I hope we get auto yield to triggers on this platform sometime soon. So you don't have to sit there and, like, wait for them to click through their crap constantly. Rip is a good ad. Is it, though? Like, Rip really doesn't accomplish much that Grafdigger's Cage doesn't already accomplish. What does fire philosophy mean? So, is it 3 or 4 years ago at this point? Basically, the Magic cards that are currently in this format, the incredibly pushed, obnoxious designs that have resulted in more cards being banned in Standard than in all of the history of Magic, was they shifted to a new design philosophy that they called Fire. Was War of the Spark the first set? Really? Do you have could you source that for me? Was War of the Spark actually the first one? Because that would make so much sense. Because, like, that set was just such a flaming dumpster fire. If you were starting from nothing, this deck would cost you $360. $360. It was War of the Spark was the first fire design set. For people that haven't seen this before, by the way, what does fire stand for, you ask? Fire stands for fun, inviting, replayable, and exciting. When I think of 4 words to describe Oko and Teferi Time Raveler, I definitely think fun, inviting, replayable, and exciting. Don't you? Aren't, like, when someone asks you, like, well, describe these cards using adjectives, those are the 4 that spring to mind almost assuredly. Broko takes repeatable to the next level. He's certainly repeating something. Fire is a good term because the people that designed Teferi should definitely be fired. Whee! I agree. Oko as a character seems sweet. I think I'm bidding Incarnation here. Like, I think my sequencing is like, we're gonna go Deputy. So I go Deputy, the Croxa here, and then I can trophy this. I think fire needs more synergy or more velocity, or should we circle back and put a pin in it? I mean, to be fair, like, that's basically what that fire philosophy stance is, right? Like, it's just a bunch of like games industry corporate buzzword jargon. Oko was a giant miss on power level. I don't know if that's true. I feel like I could pick, if you let me pick 2 numbers to change on Oko, I could make that card fair. I think if you were like, Jeff, balance Oko, change any 2 numbers on the card, I could make the card fair. Do I want Kogla? Yeah, you might even be able to do it with 1 number. I agree. Don't mind me just taking this bad boy on first bid. Thanks for 24 months. Speaks. Welcome back. So second wolf comes in and have it fight this first, or this second, this first. That way we can clear out their blockers and attack them for 11. So we don't gain life when they sack their OM, but that's fine. We're still going to 20. And we're getting in a big swing here. And then next turn we can Yorion, blink some dorks, get some more wolves. Yeah, I think if you gave me first crack at rebalancing Oko, I'd start making the +2 a +1 and the +1 a -1. I think is about where you start. You could also just be like super conservative and like make it cost 4. But I think I would make it a +1 and a -1. I think is where I would start. And maybe that's not enough, but I think like that might be enough, and I'd want to start there. I completely work from home. My job has been a nightmare from the hurricane. Being able to step away for 5 minutes and watch your stuff drags me through the day. Your work matters to people. Thanks, Penguin. Hope you're able to dodge the storm out there. This card is so incredible with Call the Death Dweller. I actually had like, as far as like, it's funny, but outside of the brief moment where like Mutate was playable, I think when Oko was standard legal was probably the last time I really enjoyed playing standard. I actually really liked the format that he was legal in. I thought it was super reasonable. The Teamer Super Friends deck was like definitely my jam. Yeah, the Oko plus Field format was a lot of fun, and I was pretty adamant at that time too that I thought banning Field of the Dead was a mistake. So we want to leave creatures in our bin that we might want to get back with Elspeth Conquers Death down the line. Like, I loved that format so much, I like played a standard tournament on Magic Online. Like, that was how much I loved that format. Is this deck gonna play 4 Thoughtseize when it's legal, chat? Probably, right? This'll probably be the best deck in Historic when Amonkhet Remastered releases, if it's not already. I think there's a chance it's already the best deck in Historic. Jiroff, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thoughtseize is coming to Historic, chat. At no point was it ever not coming to Historic. I promise you, it's coming to Historic. Sorry, I'm responding to someone stupid on Twitter. Apologies. Someone piped up and wanted to know why we even have Pioneer and Historic if they're just going to be the same. To which I responded, why do we even have Modern? Legacy has all the Modern legal cards in it. Why do we have Pioneer? Modern has all the Pioneer legal cards in it. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Elite Guardmage out before the Yorion since we drew that. You don't understand the Thoughtseize hate because targeted discard spells are fundamentally god-awful game design. Cards that are good game design present both players with meaningful choices. Thoughtseize explicitly removes meaningful choices from one player. Thoughtseize makes what is fundamentally one of the most skill-testing things remaining in Magic the Gathering not good, which is mulliganing. One of the most skill-testing things in Magic today is making good mulliganing choices, and Thoughtseize decks punish you for taking mulligans because you can't mulligan weak hands against Thoughtseize decks because having fewer cards to start against a Thoughtseize deck is always worse because they're going to Thoughtseize you and make your OK6 worse than your starting 7. So you're basically always supposed to keep lands and spells against Thoughtseize decks. This is a good draw. And aside from the rant. Oh no, my deputies are gone. Oh no. Yeah, I boarded one out. But at what point, what's different from Duress or any other targeted discard spell? Rather than engage with a comment that stupid, take a 10-minute break. Rather than engage, how is Thoughtseize different than Duress or any other discard spell? Holy shit, chat. Holy shit. Like, yeah, Magic players. All right, we got a game 3. The mic goes haywire when, yeah, it's supposed to. There's something wrong with your mic when you get loud. Yeah, RTX voice doesn't like when I get loud. Am I supposed to have Heartless Axe and Eliminate Sin? Probably to kill Mayhem Devil. So probably supposed to be in my deck. I'm going to trim some Paradise Druids because they're pretty bad against Devil. Yeah, why is Brainstorm better than Opt? Well, to be fair, in some formats, Brainstorm's not better than Opt. Oh, I am dumb. This is a history. Obviously, we should have played a tap lane there. Hopefully, they play a Devil next turn to Heartless Act or Woe Strider. Should have played a tap lane there, though. I think in my brain, this was a birth. Rewarded, calculated, easy game. Thanks for the 3/4 of your sadness. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I think it's just history. We're just making some blockers. We're a number of cards off of Uro still. This deck's been good, Hidden Flames. I think I'm probably going to add this one up to the site. I think it's got good play against these aggressive decks. Yarok does not double sagas, for people asking. That is unfortunately not how that interaction works. This might be an archetype worth revisiting in Standard. Will there be an anti-Thoughtseize card? Yeah, it's called Veil of Summer. Okay. I don't have a cat yet, at least, so this is probably going to find them a cat. They'll sack this and deal 1 to me, putting me to 12. I think I can escape Uro next turn, though. They play Citadel too. I don't know if we've seen Citadel out of this opponent specifically. Some of them do. Yeah, I think Veiling Thoughtseize is the one time Veil of Summer ever got to be the good guy. Yeah, I think we just Yorion here. Plenty of colors of every kind. They're conditioned, Marty. They're conditioned. I don't really have strong opinions on the opponent's archetype. I'd recommend doing whatever Croakes tells you to do. He's played the deck a ton. Okay, if we can manage to not die next turn, we're gonna be in an okay spot. This is the everybody clench turn, chat. Oh, yeah, I forgot she'd been playing it in Historic, too. Yeah, she's a good one. You should go look at whatever she was doing. I would not be surprised if the core of this came from her. I remember she posted on Twitter. If they're just escaping a Woe Strider here, that's really good for us. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana total. Be willing to say you don't have enough experience with something to form meaningful opinions is one of the reasons why I watch you over others. The world would be a better place if more people said that more often. And that's not just about Magic cards, it's about basically everything. I'm gonna cycle this to start and see what we get. How greedy is it to just Paradise Druid this turn so I can play Knight after I get Yarok back? Think that's my play. I think that's the play to win line. That's a great tweet, Marty. Alright, so we get to gain like 800 life this turn. So you have like a Noxious Grasp or something here in response. They do not. Gain 6, draw some cards. How much time until Runeterra? About 30 minutes. Afternoon Askel. Usually start about 2 o'clock. Central, it's half hour from now. Alright. Mission accomplished. Ha ha ha, staying alive, staying alive. Ha 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 ha, staying alive. Do do do. With Teferi Time Raveler gone and Collected Company printed into the format, small creature decks could potentially have a real shot in Historic from here on out against control decks. Really give you a lot of play. It's fine. I just instinctually moused over to the left to like try and view the eye really quick to see how combat was gonna work out. And I was like, oh wait, the wrong game. Mr. Polite, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Which for people that haven't played Runeterra, something incredible that it does is there's a thing over on the left side that you mouse over, and it shows you how combat's going to work out without you having to tediously calculate all the numbers yourself. It's fantastic. It makes the games go much faster. This deck's actually been really good, CC. I'm gonna put this one up on the website this evening after I'm done. Mouse over the game log real quick. Hold on. Hold, please. Thragtusk, please. You know what? Close second. You take that. We'll take those. Oh, and Birth is going to give me card number 6 in my bin here, right? Also Swag Tusk. So we gain 16, we gain 20 this turn? Are we done here? Thanks. It's a better home for Yarok than Field. Yeah, probably. Oh, we also gained life from Birth too. Yeah, you're right. Don't know about you, but I'm gaining 22. Yarok doubles up Sea Ordain here too. So we fight this, then we fight this, then we make a new wolf. Gain 12 more. Do I think I'm going to add a Legend of Runeterra deck to the website? I feel like with the size of the current Runeterra card pool and the tools that already exist out there, Jet, that other sites like SwimStream and the Mobalytics website both do a good job of providing what I would already be providing. So in the short term, no. I could definitely see that changing as their card pool gets deeper, though. Weren't we at 5? We were at 9, I think, or something. We were low. We were lower. I think we want some more Knights of Autumn in our 75. Basically, like, always want to draw that card. Opponent had 3.5 minutes left on their clock, by the way. I think that's hidden by my banner there. Oh, right. We've been playing Magic Arena for 2.5 hours. Yay, spinning screens. But a third night in the main. Is it crazy to put 4 knights in the 75? I feel like it's not. Is Aether Gust even good anymore? I feel like the answer is no. How did the run go? It was fine overall. The deck's really bad against control decks, but I don't think that means it's necessarily unplayable. Yeah, Cage has been around a lot. I feel like I want 7 answers to Cage, so like 4 knights and 3 trophies. Yeah, all right, let's play one more. Wrap things up. Wrap up the Magic section. We're going to play some War Mother's Control and Runeterra as the last segment of the stream today. Sweet. I wish I knew if they were playing aggro or control. I think I'm going to bottom Oathakaya. I've got Birth and Archmage, and History's not terrible against aggro. History's just much better against control if they're a control deck. So I think we bottom Oath here. Of course, Blue. Welcome to the full Hoglandian. Happy Friday. I will be live tomorrow and Sunday this weekend as well, by the way. I might talk to Christy and move one of my 2 weekend streams to the evening, though. I kind of liked doing an evening segment and having a morning off. Immediately punished for not keeping the Oathakaya. This is a good draw. I think I'm supposed to take their Snoop to stop their card advantage. I don't know, but I really want to answer both of these. This card's pretty scary if they have something like Krinko. I'm going to say this as we get dumpstered by this opponent, but I don't actually think Goblins is that good of a position right now. I think with more people playing counter spells, and there just being lots of sweepers and other linear decks right now, like, Goblins feels like it has a hard time. I also think the Rakdos Sacrifice deck is in contention, if not just objectively the best deck in Historic at the moment, and I think the Rakdos Sacrifice deck really gives Goblins a run for its money. I think my assessment that Muxus needed to go based on power level was wrong. I think you could still make good arguments that Muxus is rancid and needs to go because of the types of gameplay it generates just kind of suck. But in general, I think if you're banning purely based on power level, I don't think you need to change anything about the Goblins deck. Probably don't need Knight of Autumn, right? They don't have any artifacts or enchantments. Definitely bringing in all my spot removal. This matchup's probably not great for us. Conqueror's Death is probably slow. I would assume that this matchup is bad. Will Muxus be banned in Hoots 5? No, Hoots 5 is just going to be just normal Historic. If we were going to house ban things, I would announce house bans when we post the tournament for signups. Yep. Yeah, signups are available. I think we have about 40 people. I don't expect the event to cap since we added an entry fee. We're not filling the tournaments, which again is fine. Since we added an entry fee, we also don't have lots of people randomly dropping before the tournament. I'm going to keep this and hope to draw White Source. If we curve History into Enigmatic, that's really good for us. It's my favorite color combination. Either blue-red or green-black. I know those things aren't particularly close to each other, but perfect. Yeah, maybe we are supposed to bring Stroke in. That's fair. I mostly have those for the ramp matchup in the sideboard of this deck, but I could see it being good here. Alright, so we're going to turn this into a hostage taker and take the Skirt Prospector here. Hey, Tokyo Whirlwind, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, right. This also has the activated abilities of Goblins on top of your deck. Because why not? Snoop's got a text box. Definitely has a text box. Just looking for removal at this point. We at least get to do this. I mean, Muxus doesn't guaranteed kill you, chat. Contrary to what chat thinks, you don't always die to Muxus. You frequently die to Muxus, but not always. So, like, cast your card. What about the second Muxus? We'll find out. I'm not dead yet. Yeah, Kranko in their archetype is very, very good, chat. Oh, hell, you know. And we know they're drawing a land. Just getting this. I'm expecting them to play another Muxus next turn. I didn't exile this because I'm expecting them to play another one pre-combat. Okay. Hey, Fredwick. Thanks for 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm gonna see Kranko come into play, maybe. Muxus is like Winota for goblins. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, here's a Kranko. So you're gonna sacrifice 3 goblins to put Kranko into play, probably Willy, Matron. And then Kranko's gonna make 5 friends. Wonder if we'll see a Muxus again here. They could sack these 5 tokens and cast another Muxus. Yeah, unfortunately, we're only on 6 mana right now. So, like, I need to live 2 turns to be able to Yorion in a single turn. Okay. I think I'm actually, because, like, I don't really care if they kill this, right? I guess if they kill this, they get the Kranko back, and they can activate it this turn. I think my blocks are like this. We take 3. Okay, so opponent messed up here. They forgot to sacrifice their Goblin War Chief to deny us lifelink. We'll take it. We should not have gained life there, though, if our opponent played well. So we're going to go ahead and Conquer's Death, exile Kranko. We will turn Conquer's Death into Titan Ape to fight the Goblin Chieftain. Actually, do we fight the Chief? No, I would say, do we fight the Scourge Prospector? They have another Prospector up top, so it doesn't matter. Is there consideration for Massacre Worm? Ooh, that's a really good thought. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I don't think you want it. I don't think you want it instead of Titan Ape, but I think in addition to Titan Ape, that sounds great. Yeah, this wasn't a deck last time we played this, so I didn't think about that as an addition. It's a really good suggestion. Yeah, it could be a -4/-4 wipe with Yarok out even. Yeah, we definitely want a worm in here. We'll add that in after this set. I think casting a triple black card when you draw it's gonna suck, but just don't draw it. It's an 80 card deck. Are they out of muxes? I think they have one more. 2, this is 3. Yeah, they have one more muxes in their deck. Yeah, you can bounce Hostage Taker with Kogla. And again, like, I know the games of Magic where you get Muxist early, they just suck. There's no other word for it. They just feel bad when you can't do anything and you die on turn 3 or turn 4. But I think a lot of the games that Goblins plays, that doesn't happen. And I don't think based on power level they're supposed to ban Muxus at the moment. I think if they look and go, okay, we don't want turn 3 kills in this format because that's just crappy Magic, and I'd agree with that. I think dying on turn 3 is stupid. I would be okay with that, but I think from a power level perspective, my experience playing against Goblins since the latest set of bannings, they don't seem overbearing. Snake Swan Snacks. Thank you for the, is that Snack Swan Snacks? Snack Swan Snacks. Thanks for the brand new Prime. Welcome to Hooglandia. Sure. Birth into Triple Doomblade. Let's do it. Snacks on Snacks. That's a way to spell that. Just thought sees much as I wanted. They can't cast it on 3. God bless. Yeah, I agree, Miles. The counterplay that Muxus offers isn't very high. Muxus does not have a lot of counterplay to it, especially compared to Winota. You have to have counterspells or discard spells to deal with Muxus. Now, their honest goblin draws we're going to be very good against it. Very good against. Our archetype is very good against just normal creature aggro. He says before his opponent unmulligans by drawing 4 with Goblin Ringleader. That's a second Ringleader draw 4 they've had, right? If I recall correctly. Does ramping accomplish anything here? Next turn I'd have 6 mana versus not. I'd also get to draw a card when it dies. Elite Guardmage gains me some life, but I don't know if that's too important. Well, I could Uro an Oath next turn. No, I guess I need an untapped land to Uro Oath. I could Uro eliminate next turn, which is probably fine. I want to gain some life. I could also be right to just hostage taker here. There's also a chance we just die to Muxus this turn, right? Like they go Skirt Prospector, cast Muxus, we could die. Well, they just drew 4 goblins with Ringleaders. Maybe this will be bad. Let's play some Runeterra. Let's play some Runeterra. I think we want to Massacre Worm it here. I think with Massacre Worm, you have some shot in there. Again, just like the games where they hit it and they have it just feel awful, and there's often nothing you can do unless you're playing very specific subsets of cards. It's very modern-y, right? Like it feels like modern. It feels like that, oh, I just died, well, whatever. And again, I think a lot of it comes down to, but again, like from a gameplay quality of gameplay perspective, I think the Goblins deck has shit gameplay patterns. From a power level, and that's the other part too, right? Like I don't like they said Winota had an alarming win rate, which I don't know if that's true. Wizards of the Coast doesn't believe in transparency. I can't confirm that. Alright, I want a Massacre Worm. I don't know what I want to cut off hand. I'll figure it out later when I put it on the website, but I think this is fine. I think you're going to randomly die to Muxus with anything that you play sometimes. Even decks that are good against Goblins sometimes just randomly die to Muxus. That's just how it goes. You gotta, if you want to play a format like this where they leave things like that legal, you gotta take your lumps and just die sometimes. It's magic. Alright, now we're going to play a game where we don't have to take our lumps and die. And it's very pretty. We're going to play some War Mother's Control and Runeterra for the rest of the stream today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you haven't